When they placed Dr. Harrison's CV on my desk, I couldn't help but laugh. The professor who stole my research 10 years ago was now applying for a job with me, and he still believed I didn't recognize him. My name is Dr. Alex Chen. I'm 34 years old, and I'm the VP of Research and Development at Biotech Innovations in Boston. 10 years ago, I was a naive doctoral student at MIT. I idolized my advisor, Dr. Richard Harrison. It all started in 2014. I had been working on gene therapy for my doctoral thesis for 3 years. I had developed a new treatment method specifically for rare diseases. My work was truly groundbreaking. Dr. Harrison would say in our weekly meetings, "Alex, this work will make you famous, but it's not ready for publication yet. We need to collect more data." For 3 years, I worked 18 hours a day. There were no weekends, no Christmas breaks, just research, and the desire to please Dr. Harrison. When I finally submitted my thesis in summer 2017, Dr. Harrison said, "Alex, excellent work, but unfortunately it's not sufficient for publication yet. Maybe if you work a few more years." Heartbroken, I withdrew my thesis. Dr. Harrison was right. Maybe it really wasn't good enough. 6 months later, I saw a shocking article in Nature magazine titled "Breakthrough Gene Therapy for Rare Diseases," author Dr. Richard Harrison. As I read the article, my stomach turned. This was my work. Every paragraph, every experiment, every result, but my name wasn't mentioned anywhere. I immediately called Dr. Harrison. "Professor, this article looks very similar to my work." "Alex, you don't understand the academic world. Similar studies can happen. You can publish your own version too, but these are the same data, the same experiments. Alex, you're becoming paranoid. Maybe academic life isn't suitable for you." That night, I cried at home. My 3 years of work had been stolen and no one believed me. The next day, I filed a complaint with the University Advisory Board, but Dr. Harrison was a prestigious professor. I was just a doctoral student. "Mr. Chen, these are serious accusations. Do you have proof?" asked the board chairman. I had proof, but it was on Dr. Harrison's computer, and he had revoked my access. 2 weeks later, they expelled me from the university for academic integrity violation. Dr. Harrison had accused me of fabricating data. I left Boston and moved to California, started working in the biotech sector. Initially worked in junior positions but rose quickly. For 10 years, I followed Dr. Harrison. He had become famous with my research, speaking at conferences, receiving awards, becoming department head at MIT. But I wasn't idle either. I worked at the best biotech companies in Silicon Valley, got patents, developed products, and most importantly, from that night on, I started documenting everything. In 2020, I became research director at Biotech Innovations. In 2022, the company went public. In 2024, I became the company's youngest VP. Last month, our company started a major expansion project. We were opening a new R&D center on the East Coast, and we needed experienced researchers in Boston. The HR department brought me a pile of CVs. "Chen, these are applications from Boston. We'd like your review." While going through the CVs, suddenly a familiar name caught my eye. Dr. Richard Harrison. My heart started beating rapidly. After 10 years, he had appeared before me. I carefully read his CV. He had left MIT, had been unemployed for the last 2 years, was looking for a career transition. I researched. He had lost his position at MIT. Young researchers had started questioning his old work, especially questions about his groundbreaking 2017 article. I immediately called HR, scheduled Dr. Harrison for an interview. "I'll personally meet with him." "Dr. Chen, do you have special interest in this candidate?" "Yes, old acquaintance." When the interview day came, I had prepared myself. I had imagined this moment for 10 years. When Dr. Harrison entered the conference room, he didn't recognize me at first. I had changed over 10 years. I was now a successful executive. "Dr. Harrison, welcome," I said, standing up. "Thank you. Excuse me, could we introduce ourselves?" "Dr. Alex Chen, VP of Research at Biotech Innovations." He paused for a moment. "Alex Chen, that name sounds familiar. You might know it from MIT. I was a doctoral student there from 2014 to 2017. His face changed. "Alex, are you that Alex?" "Yes, Dr. Harrison." That naive doctoral student, he started sweating. "Alex, those old days, those were very complicated times." "Sit down, Dr. Harrison. We have a lot to discuss." He sat but wasn't comfortable. His hands were trembling. "Dr. Harrison, your CV shows a very impressive article published in Nature in 2017 on gene therapy." "Yes, that work was a turning point in my career." "Interesting, because that work was my doctoral thesis." Silence.
"Alex, are you still thinking about those things?"
"Those are in the past." "In the past? Then how do you explain this?" I placed a file on the table. Inside were copies of all my work from before 2017, time-stamped files, email records, lab notes. When Dr. Harrison opened the file, his face turned white. Where had you been keeping this? Dr. Harrison, I've always been a careful person, especially after learning I couldn't trust you. Alex, I was young and inexperienced back then. I made a mistake. A mistake. Stealing my 3 years of work is a mistake? Getting me expelled from university is a mistake? Alex, please, I'm a different person now. I've changed. Yes, I see you've changed. You were fired from MIT. You've been unemployed for 2 years. You're no longer a prestigious professor. Alex, what do you want? I apologize. I'm very sorry. What do I want? I want justice, Dr. Harrison. I placed another file on the table. What's this? He asked with a trembling voice. This is a plagiarism report of your 2017 article, prepared by my friend at Stanford. Every paragraph compared 97% similarity. Dr. Harrison buried his head in his hands. And this, I said, placing a third file, a letter ready to be sent to Nature magazine with detailed evidence of the plagiarism. Alex, please, this will finish me. My academic career has already collapsed. Dr. Harrison, your academic career collapsed when it left my hands 10 years ago. What do you want me to do? Very simple. You'll send a correction to Nature magazine, stating that the real author of the article is Alex Chen. But this will completely destroy my career. Dr. Harrison, did you think about this when you destroyed my career? A long silence. And if I don't do this, then these files will be sent to Nature, MIT, NSF, and every academic journal, plus criminal charges for fraud. Dr. Harrison started crying. Alex, please, think about my family. I have children. Dr. Harrison, I had dreams too. You stole them. Okay, I'll do whatever you want. A week later, a correction was published in Nature magazine. The original research was conducted by Alex Chen during his doctoral studies at MIT. Dr. Chen should be recognized as the primary contributor to this work. The academic world was shocked. A prestigious professor publishing such a correction was unprecedented. MIT immediately launched an investigation. Dr. Harrison's other articles were also examined. Several more turned out to be suspicious. 2 months later, Dr. Harrison was completely banned from academic life. No university would take him, research funds were canceled. Last I heard, he was working as a biology teacher at a high school, 1/10 of his former salary. Meanwhile, I became even more recognized in the biotech world thanks to that correction. I'm known as the stolen genius who fought back. Last week, I received a TED Talk invitation. Topic: How I Turned Academic Betrayal into Innovation Success. I should thank Dr. Harrison. If he hadn't stolen my research, maybe I would have remained an ordinary professor at MIT. Now I'm VP of a multi-million-dollar company. Sometimes the biggest betrayals in life turn into the biggest opportunities, but it's worth waiting 10 years and catching the right moment. Dr. Harrison had told me you're becoming paranoid. Turns out it wasn't paranoia, it was being prepared. Now I give the same advice to every young researcher. Document everything, because the scientific world is dirtier than you think, and one day those documents might be your greatest weapon. The research stolen from me 10 years ago has now turned into treatments worth millions of dollars. And I'm not just a researcher anymore, I own those research outcomes. Dr. Harrison is still teaching basic biology to high school students. Justice has truly been served.